I don't know if it's working. Yo, can you see my screen? Let me know. Let me know if you can see my screen. I'm using a different platform, so just let me know quickly. Okay, awesome. What's happening, guys? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back to the stream. I'm just gonna connect the Discord and then we're gonna get going. Yeah, but we're gonna look for some setups today. Just give me 1 second, okay? Hope you guys are all doing well. All right. Hope everyone's doing well. Let's get going. Okay. So basically, guys, today I'm going to be looking at pretty much everything. Yesterday we had FOMC, which is quite really important, right? So we have a look at what actually happened. Obviously, we can't really see. I'll show you guys in just a second. Just waiting for it to load. But while we wait for that to load, basically what I'm looking at for Bitcoin is we actually getting back above that point of control, right? So this is really, really strong for Bitcoin, guys. Getting back above this point of control here is a really, really massive thing. And honestly, what I'm looking at for the short term, you can see that we are still not above this level right over here. Okay, so basically, I want to see Bitcoin take out these highs. Although we have taken out these highs, it's just this is a lot of chop, right? This is a lot of chop within this zone over here. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight the zone. I do like that we did close above the point of control. This is really, really strong for the short-term time frame. But if we do look at this on the full hour, right? Let me just do something like this. Right, so this box over here, you can see there's a lot of chop, right? A lot of chop in this box. So I kind of want to see Bitcoin clear this range. There's a lot of wicks over here. We did actually get above this downward sloping trend line. So a lot of positive things happening in the market right now. I do see a lot of positive things happening in the market. But basically, I want to see Bitcoin actually, start holding above this level and start getting a push a lot higher. That would be amazing. That's something that I'm looking at for the short term. But yeah, I'm actually looking at a few setups. So for Bitcoin, not really looking at anything. Although we are above the point of control, we could potentially get a bounce. But I'm looking at a potential ETH long. I was looking at it this morning, right? If you guys did check my analysis this morning, we actually could have actually got into it, but it's technically, we didn't actually retest this level on the 1 hour time frame. So I was waiting for a 1 hour candle to close above, which is what we got. But yeah, I am expecting Ethereum to actually come back down below. I'm expecting Ethereum to actually come back down to tap these lows and looking for a potential long at this level. Because right now, for ETH, we still have to clear this level, right? We still have to get above this zone for continuation. Yeah, I think for now it's all about kind of just waiting for setups to actually align, right? So yeah, basically what I'll wait for is price to come back down for ETH to hit the zone over here. If we can get price to hit the zone, then I'll be looking at a potential long. But until then, I'm not really interested in a setup. Solana's looking decent though. The reason why I like the look of Solana, because if you look at the 4 hour, right, it's retesting that previous high, right? So that 238.85 level. The problem is we have this downward sloping trend line for Sol. This is looking really good because if we can clear above this zone over here, this will be really, really bullish. So yeah, this is something I'm looking at for the short term. Right now, you can see on the 1 hour time frame, we are getting quite a nice bounce over here. there is a potential for us to actually get along. So what I would wait for is a bullish engulfing candle to clear this previous candle over here on like the 15 or the 30-minute, right? So that's something that I would wait for, which is pretty much looking like it might happen. So the setup that I'm waiting for is for this candle right over here, right? This one, I want to see price actually start closing, respecting this level, right? I want to see price respect this level. If we close respecting this level, then I'll be looking at a potential long at this point. But right now, we can still easily come below that zone, right? So yeah, for now, just gonna stay patient and wait for price action to actually make its way to that level. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or have any altcoins that you want me to go over, just let me know. I will definitely go over them. Just let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Let me know your thoughts. But yeah, basically, gonna have to wait, guys. Just gonna have to be patient here for Sol. We can even come back down to this value area low over here. We can definitely come back down to this value area low here as well. So I'm gonna wait for that as well. But on the sorry, I'm not looking at the right chart here. My bad. So what I'm looking at for Sol essentially is I want to see price potentially tap this low at around about 237, because that's the key level that price was getting rejected by. And if price can somehow hold this level over here, I want to see price obviously get a push, right? So it's one of those ones right now in the market where we kind of have to wait, because obviously it's looking bullish. Like, most coins are starting to wake up. USDT dominance is actually looking. Let's have a look at USDT dominance. USDT dominance to get that nice little breakdown and a beautiful top wick rejection, right? So it's looking like USDT dominance wants to roll back down into this zone over here, which is something that I'm looking at, right? It is something to look at. And then if you look over here, we're getting a trendline break as well. Not just yet though. So this is what I'm waiting for USDT dominance, guys. On the 4-hour time frame, if somehow we can get a trendline break below here, right? This is really important, right? If price can break below this level over here, then I will be looking at potential longs for crypto, right? But until then, guys, the USDT dominance is still making higher highs and higher lows, right? On the lower time frame, right? So we have a low over here, high over here, high over here, a low, a high, and a low, right? So technically, this is kind of bullish market structure in a way, right? So as long as we stay above this trend line over here, I'm not really interested in longs. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So as long as we do stay above this level here, I still think that there is more downside, but we'll see what happens. I want to see price do something like this for USDT dominance. This would make me more confident that we're gonna get more of a push for the altcoins. Okay, hope that makes sense. All right. So that's USDT dominance. This is a very, very valid chart to look at, guys. USDT dominance is basically the it's inversely proportional to crypto in a way. So when USDT dominance actually dumps, we do normally see price actually pump, right? So definitely something to look out for here for USDT dominance. I will be noting that. Make sure you guys draw this on your charts. Very, very, very important. All right. Ethereum, kind of just waiting for that dump over here, waiting for price to actually come down. We did miss that trade this morning. Literally hit our TP that we're looking at perfectly. I guess you could have actually entered on the 15. You could have entered on the 15. That would have been valid, but I was actually waiting for the 1-hour candle to close. But yeah, nothing really else to look at there. Yo, this track's actually a bolter. All right, so if we look at this for Solana, yeah, still waiting for price to come in. I'm gonna put an alert here, and then we will jump into a trade. The point of these live streams is to obviously get into some setups and educate you guys on why I'm taking these trades, which is why I will tell you when we're gonna enter and all of that. So just gonna wait, guys. Just gonna wait. TRX looking absolutely beautiful here. I'll be honest with you. If we look at TRX, I've got the wrong chart here. I was waiting for a long here. I'm not too sure which chart it is. Let's bring them all up here. I'm not too sure which chart I drew this morning. Here it is. All right, TRX broke out, confirmed breakout here for TRX. Bottom, a nice bottom wick retest of that previous value area high. Definitely an area of confluence that price is obviously holding, right? So for now, I mean, we could have actually gotten on the 1 hour. A bit late to jump in now. You can see we started making these higher highs over here. We broke structure to the upside over here. We might actually come back down and sweep liquidity first before we actually come back up. But to be honest with you, I want to see TRX get above this high over here. I'm not really bullish on TRX. Only once we get above that high over there. This level right over here. Wait, wrong thing. Right over here, 0.24774. That is going to be the level for TRX. If we can get above there, then I will be entering along for TRX back up to these highs over here to the left. Something like that. That's something I'd look at for the short term. So yeah, that's something I'll look at. But yeah, we have to wait for price to obviously get above there. I mean, TRX does look like it's going to pump today. It's looking a lot stronger than most coins, getting a nice little volume breakout here on this trend line. Breaking above the point of control and above the value area high. Right now, we just need one more step to actually break above these previous highs of here. So confirmation, we have to wait for that. Someone has requested to look at ARB. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at ARB. ARB got absolutely smacked. I was speaking about ARB pretty much being back in the bear market lows. This was at bear market levels over here. And then obviously we had that breakout, but it's literally retraced so much. We can bring the Fibonacci from the low to the high over here. We are currently at the 786. This is going to be a good level to look at for a long year, guys. So what I'm going to look at is, let me just take away all these drawings here, just so you guys can see it a lot more clearer. We want to keep that there. All right. So if we look at this ARB on the lower time frames here, guys, something like this, 0.786, definitely a key level here to watch out for. You can see that we have support to the left as well, right over here, resistance over here. So this is a very, very strong level, guys. So what I'll be looking at is potentially looking at a long here for ARB, maybe a swing long to take up to the highs, right? I mean, if you look at this on the lower time frames, yeah, this is going to be a good level to look at, right? Because you have the support flipped into resistance, and then breaking above support, flipping back into breaking above resistance, then flipping back into support. So honestly, this is looking decent. Obviously did get smacked a lot harder than most coins, but the coins that technically tend to do that, we do normally see quite a nice rip back up to the highs. So I want to see a daily candle close back above these levels over here, of course, right? Because the thing is, we are still below this support, right? We are still below this key level here for ARB, right? So in order for me to actually flip bullish and go long, I have to wait for price to actually take out that level, right? That's something that I'd wait for. So I want to see price get above here, maybe get a retest, and then look for those longs a bit higher up. Okay, so that's something I'm looking at for ARB. If we do look at the 4-hour time frame, we can see there is a bit of a trend line as well. If we draw from these highs all the way down over here, this is going to be a key level here for ARB. And I like how ARB on the 4-hour time frame is actually starting to form a bit of a higher low structure over here. But nothing too crazy to get like really excited about. It's still looking quite bearish in my eyes on the lower time frames. We haven't even broken above previous highs or anything like that. So for me, same thing as TRX, right? Like we have to get above these highs, guys. We have to get back above these highs. This could be a potential long opportunity for ARB. If we can get a retest of this previous level right over here, this could be a potential long for ARB, looking to long back up to the highs, right? Something like this, looking at a potential long to this previous high, and then you could look at a runner to hold if we get a massive breakout as well. So that's something to look at for ARB. And the main important thing is this, right? USDT dominance, guys. If USDT dominance doesn't break this low over here, I don't think we're going to get a pump. We might get rejections because, like I said, Bitcoin is at a key level, guys. Bitcoin is at a key level. This is definitely a rejection zone for Bitcoin. We've spoken about it multiple times in the analysis, right? This is definitely a rejection zone. If you look at the daily, if the daily candles can't close above the point of control today, we can still come down over here. But I like how we did form a bit of a double bottom right over here, right, which is quite amazing to see for Bitcoin, right? Nice double bottom on the daily time frame on yesterday's daily close, which is definitely something to look at, right? So Solana is actually coming down. A lot of coins are starting to dump because the USDT dominance is actually starting to get a bit of a bounce here. So the game plan for now is probably we're going to look for some setups on the lower time frames, but we have to be cautious here, guys, because if USDT dominance, genuinely, guys, if USDT dominance doesn't break below this level here, then it's not valid for me to look for longs. This level right over here, okay? Although Solana and a lot of coins are coming down to these key support zones, I will obviously look for some setups, but the thing is we need USDT dominance to take out these lows and start flipping bearish here. That would be something I'm looking at for the lower time frames. Okay, so you can obviously Solana is actually coming down here. It is coming down here. We currently looking at a retest. Let's pull this down, looking at a retest of that previous value area high. Is it something that I'm looking at for a bounce? Definitely looking for a bounce here for Solana. You can see that this is a very, very strong level we got going over here, guys. If I just remove the volume profile, I honestly think volume profile is the most underrated indicator. Like I said, I don't use indicators, but yes.
Right, Dylan, just want to find out,
yeah.
Are you talking or are you playing music because you are muted and no one can hear you?
Oh, really? Oh, there we go. There we go.
There we go. There we go.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Thank you so much. Sorry about that. Okay, awesome. Okay, let's chat about it again. So for Solana, guys, what I'm looking at is basically for Solana, we had a really nice bounce from this 224 level. Okay, a beautiful bounce from the zone, and what I'm looking at is, we did get a breakout right now, but it's not confirmed as USDT dominance is obviously getting a bit of a bounce as well, right? So if you guys don't know, USDT dominance is, for me, obviously it's inversely proportional to crypto. So when we see USDT dominance start coming down, I do think that when looking at Solana, we have to see USDT dominance break the support over here, right, before looking at any longs. So I want to see USDT dominance actually break these lows. That would be amazing for me. If we can somehow get that, then I will be looking at longs for the day. But we can't ignore that Solana did actually get a beautiful 4-hour candle here, which is something that we haven't seen for Solana in a while. So getting a bounce from the support is definitely something to acknowledge, definitely something to look at. And you can see that if we do the volume profile, we obviously we are respecting that value area high. But for me, it's all about USDT dominance for the day, because Bitcoin is at a point of control. I will go over it just now. So Bitcoin is literally at the point of control on the daily time frame, right? And to me, we have to get above this level in order for us to actually look at longs. A lot of people are going to be shorting this point of control, guys. So you just have to be careful. Right now, that's why I haven't really posted that many setups. I was looking at that ETH long. I did post in the Altcoin setup. It kind of ran away from us. But you know what I mean? We have to wait for the USDT dominance 4-hour time frame to actually break support, right? Or hold support. So for me, there's not much I can do in terms of looking for trades right now. We can just go over a lot of different charts, but in the meantime, we have to obviously keep these levels. We have to stay vigilant and just wait for candles to close. That's how I trade. I trade with candle closes. You can see with Bitcoin here, on the 4 hour time frame, we have 42 minutes. If we can't close above this key level over here, we can definitely come back down and roll down, right? So it's something to watch out for. I will obviously look at potential longs for Bitcoin if we can hold this level and get like a rejection from the zone. Definitely something that we can look at, right? But we have to wait for USDT dominance to actually break support. So I think it's really important for you guys to actually draw this trend line for USDT dominance here. It's a 4 hour trend line. If we can break support over here, I think we are going to get more of a bounce. Okay. Another chart I'm looking at is obviously TRX here, guys. I did post about it as well this morning, and basically I want to see price break these highs, right? Because right now we're starting to get quite a nice structure, a nice 4 hour close. A lot of charts are looking really, really good at the meantime, but nothing's really to drive home about, right? Most charts haven't broken previous highs. We haven't broken structure just yet, so that's something we have to wait for, right? So TRX, it's looking decent, but this can still come down, right? We got a breakout, but a breakout is only really confirmed if we break structure first, right? So we have to break this high over here before I can jump into a long. Once we break above that level, then I will be looking at a potential setup for TRX. So there's a lot of setups that I'm looking at, but it's just about waiting for the confirmation, right? I mean, technically you could look for a long on this retest of this value area high over here, but it just doesn't really make sense. It's not really confirmed for me until we actually break this high at 0.24774. Same thing with Solana, right? Nothing's confirmed for me if we can't actually hold this level over here, right? So there's a lot of stuff I'm looking at for some setups for the day, but just nothing to take right now. And that's the same thing with ARB, right? So ARB looking really, really decent right now, getting a bounce from this level. We could play a bit of a range trade over here, getting a breakout position over here. But we have to obviously hold this level. Okay, so it's important for me to wait for price to hold this level. What I would want to see is a bullish engulfing candle to take out this previous candle here, or take out these wicks over here, and then we can look for a long and then stop loss below these lows. That's something that I'd look at for ARB. So we are close for a potential setup, but we have to get back above this previous level and make sure that this is a retest of this previous high. Okay. And it honestly all comes down to USDT dominance for me, right? I think I use USDT dominance every single day to take trades, even on the lower time frames. Like if you see USDT dominance break support, like on the lower time frames, like here, for example, I'll show you something really, really interesting, right? If we look from right over here to here, even this little bear flag over here for USDT dominance, if we look at the time, so what time was that? That was at, let's have a look here, at 7:45 my time on Wednesday. So if we look at any chart from yesterday, let's look at Altcoin, for example, right? Look where here, 7:45, literally right over here. This was that 7:45 candle. So that was literally that massive move. So Altcoin pumped from USDT. Think about it, from USDT dominance breaking support, Altcoin pumped around about 13% just because USDT dominance broke support, and a lot of other coins did. So USDT dominance to me is really one of my favorite charts to look at, just because of how like for me how accurate it is. Like if we do break support, if we break resistance, it's inversely proportional to most coins. So yeah, another setup I'm looking at is obviously Ethereum. I'm hoping we can get a potential retest of this previous 1 hour range over here. Kind of just looking for scalps on the lower time frames here, like the 1 hour and the 30-minute. I want to see if price can maybe come back down, tap these lows, because on the 1 hour, we don't even have a bottom wick here, so we could even potentially make a bottom wick, something like this, right, where ETH comes down, create a bottom wick, take out like this low, even come back down to the point of control, and then close bullish and then look for longs, right? So the problem is right now we've had quite a nice pump going into obviously FOMC, but we don't have any bottom wicks. We still have liquidity that needs to get grabbed. For me, I can't enter in much longs right now. I have to see confirmation to jump into these longs. But yeah, I do like how we are getting a bit of a bounce from most coins here, guys. Like Solana, we can potentially get a bounce here. What other coins should we look at? There's a whole bunch here we can take a look at here. Um, let's have a look at WAF, because WAF, I think WAF. Let me actually redraw everything here. I mean, if you look at WAF's pretty much at the lowest point it's ever been. If we look at the weekly time frame, right? Let's actually just stay on the weekly. Look at this chart. I mean, this could still roll back down for WAF, right? But what I want to see is if we can somehow close bullish within this next week. Because if we draw the volume profile from the beginning to the current date, we need to start getting back above this level here, guys. WAF below 1.4, 1.5 is just not great, right? We need WF to actually close back above this level in order for me to consider some longs, right? Because if we start closing back above here, then we have this whole range to potentially trade back up to the value area high, like 100% level, right? I honestly think that this is a good spot zone. I think it's a good spot zone because it's literally at like the lowest points. But yeah, it's just for me, we can't really do much until we start breaking this point of control a little bit higher up here. It is obviously nice that we did get a nice little pump. I think it was like a 26% pump from yesterday. Yeah, like a 32% pump. But I mean, we've pretty much retraced that whole move. 50% of that move. Let's actually have a look here. How much did we retrace? Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, so we've retraced around about 50% of that move. We can potentially get a bounce over here from this level. But to me, this just looks like a whole bunch of chop. Nothing to get excited about, nothing to run home about. What I'd probably want to see is same thing as most coins, guys. I want to see price, obviously, I want to see price take out this high, close above there, look for a retest, and we look for longs back up to the point of control, a bit higher up over here at around about 1.5. Okay, so for WF, it's obviously holding support right now, but in order for me to actually take some longs, we have to get above this level here at 1.24, 1.241. Okay, 1.241 is going to be the key level, and yeah, let's see if we can get that. So I will put an alert there just in case we do get that within today or within this week, so then we don't miss that trade. I do think that WF is really oversold right now, and I do think that as we saw yesterday, WF can pump 30% in the day. So I do think that just watch out for this. These levels are good for potential spot positions. What else we got? Let's have a look at Pepe. But yeah, you can see like with the market now, altcoins, guys. I mean, look at Pepe. Like honestly, look at Pepe. This looks absolutely terrible. Let me draw some. Let me take away some of these things over here. I'm just going to take away all the stuff that's not important, right? Let me just remove everything actually. So if we look at Pepe, guys, Pepe, obviously, we had that massive breakout over here. That was that huge breakout for Pepe, and everyone was like, oh my God, Pepe's, I mean, it pumps around about like 200%, almost 200%. But look at this. If we draw the fib from the low to the high over here, I mean, we currently sitting at, bouncing from that 786. But it just doesn't look that great, right? This type of move is very volume based, and it's almost like people are selling their bags. But as long as we do hold these highs, I want to see if we put the volume profile from this level to over here. I want to see, yeah, we're pretty much bouncing from this value area high of that whole range. So this whole level here, pretty much bouncing from that zone. We obviously looked like it did get front run, but if you have a look to the left over here, there is some resistance right over here. Okay, you can see we're pretty much tapping that resistance to the left over there. So for Pepe, same thing, right? There's just nothing to run home about, right? I don't know. A lot of coins, like, it's the only thing right now that's looking decent is Bitcoin. I'll be honest with you. So Altcoins are still looking terrible in my eyes. I still think that it's still going to be a while until we get the altcoin season. But we'll have a look at Bitcoin dominance because I think that's going to be important to look at. But for now, Pepe needs to get above this level right over here. Once we get above 0.01327885, bang, we can look at some setups. But until then, Pepe kind of just looking like untradable. A lot of coins right now, for me, are very untradable. So we don't really want to post too many setups when you're not really sure about. Have to only post the setups that we're 100% confident in, right? So for me, Pepe, I will be confident in getting into a long if we can break these highs. But until then, not really keen for long. All right. So what I want to look at now is I want to have a look at Bitcoin dominance, guys, and then we'll have a look at like total 3 and all of that because it's important to look at these things, right? So Bitcoin dominance shows you how much market cap it has compared to most of the alts, and you can see it has around about 60% share of pretty much the whole market, right? So if you look at this, I mean, this was the level I was waiting for. We obviously broke above this previous high at around about 59%, which is not good, right? I was hoping we could hold that, and then we'll get that massive dump down, and then altcoins would run. And that's the opposite of what we got, right? We got a breakout, and yeah, honestly, it's looking quite decent. Forming higher highs and higher lows. This is quite a bullish structure. We could potentially see price come back up to these highs over here for dominance, right? If you look at the weekly, maybe look at a potential double top from this level, looking like we need to see Bitcoin dominance roll over here. Otherwise, altcoins could get smacked a lot harder. So yeah, honestly, right now, we're gonna have to just trade cautiously, right? Don't want to be jumping into too many things. We will get the bounce when it's time, and we will know when it's time. But until then, can't really do much right now. We probably just gonna have to trade some lower time frame setups. If there is any, only going to trade setups obviously if they come up, like that ETH trade today. We could have taken it, but we're waiting for the 1 hour. So for Bitcoin dominance, probably just going to wait for price to hopefully, if we can get a push back down below this trend line over here and then break back below 59.19%, then I would probably look at some longs for the altcoins. But yeah, it's a tricky one right now. It is a tricky one where a lot of altcoins are looking like they are starting to wake up, but it's the Bitcoin dominance is just too high right now. So just for me, I can't do much. And that's the same thing with Solana, right? Solana. The problem is right now, guys, we're looking at these longs, but Solana can't even get back above the previous high. You know what I mean? So getting it back above previous highs is what I need to see in order for looking for longs, right? If we can get back above this high and close bullish above there, then I'll be like, okay, we can wait for the retest and wait for a breakout of this trend line, and then we can look for a long. But until then, we are still in this like bit of a range, bit of a bearish range, and we need to get above it, right? It's quite obvious to see that right now we pretty much sitting in an untradable range for me, right? This range for Solana is, I don't really like it. I mean, unless you're longing at 224 and shorting at 242, that's pretty much the only play. But I don't really see much happening until we can actually break to the upside, right? Honestly, don't see much happening for Solana there until we actually break that level. So yeah, right now it's kind of just a waiting game, guys. Not much we can do. Let's have a look at Jupiter. Not much we can do on most coins. We just have to wait for price to obviously. I mean, look at Jupiter. This is just so many wicks over here. There's just a lot of unclear price action for me. On the daily, we made that massive wick because I think Jupiter had that massive airdrop. On Phantom, if you guys did trade on Phantom, you can actually check if you're eligible for the airdrop. I got like $300, so it wasn't too much. But if you trade on Phantom, you are eligible to get up to like 10 to 20k, depending on how much volume you've traded, right? So have a look at that. But That is why we had that massive pump. But I mean, right now, guys, I mean, Jupiter can't even get back above these highs. So there's a lot of things that we're looking at right now. But can we execute? No, we can't execute because we first of all we still below resistance. Bitcoin's at the point of control, which is a massive selling area for a lot of pairs. So we're going to see a lot of selling pressure there. USDT dominance. The third thing is USDT dominance. Is holding this massive upward sloping trend line here. So there's a lot of things that need to happen, right? We on the brink of something big happening, but are we there yet? No, we're not, right? So for me, we need USDT dominance to break below. I think I've spoken about this in the beginning, but I want to see something like this for USDT dominance, right? That would be my first. Be like, okay, if USDT dominance breaks support over here, I'll be like, okay, guys, we need to start looking at some alts. We need to start looking at some longs for some potential bounces. Because once we get USDT dominance breaking below support over here, I think we're gonna see.
Your screen is frozen.
Frozen. Is it? Let me try. Let me try and share again. My bad. Thank you so much. I don't know why it froze. Is it better now?
No, fine.
Fine now. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. So what I want to see is for USDT dominance, I want to see price, obviously break support. Okay, so that's the first thing. If we can break support over here and then get a retest of this trend line, that is when I'm going to go perma long. I'm going to be really bullish on most altcoins and on pretty much everything.
We are not able to see your screen.
Still can't see it.
Your Discord is difficult.
Still can't see my screen. Sorry, give me 1 second. I'm not too sure why that's not working. Is it working now? You just see Discord, right?
Yeah. Only see the Discord.
Change windows. Oh, there we go. Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. Thank you so much. Yeah, so basically, guys, in order to look for longs, I know a lot of people are getting a bit frustrated. I'm also getting frustrated. Like my altcoins are looking absolutely. If I look at my portfolio, I mean, I don't even open my app anymore because like I genuinely don't want to look at like what it's looking like. But essentially, like we need to see USDT dominance break support here, guys. Once we see that, then I'm gonna go perma long, and we're really close right now. We are really close right now. But until then, we can't do anything. Okay, in terms of actually looking for spot buys or anything like that, we can take some scalps on the lower time frames, which is fine. Which is why I will be posting setups on the Altcoin channel, so you guys must make sure you check that out. But in terms of like holding for swing trades and for higher time frame setups, we just can't. We can't right now. And once we break the support, that is when we're gonna go perma long, right? So until then, it's hard to really do much. Yeah, like right now you can just see it's a little bit of chop. Like Solana can't even break this previous high. We had a massive 4-hour bullish candle here, and in 23 minutes we're getting a candle like this to show. It's not really. It's showing us that the market is still weak right now, guys. Still weak right now. So for me, we need to see Solana get above 242 and break this downward sloping trend line. Once this happens, guys, we're gonna have a massive long trade for Solana, and we can hold this for for a couple of days, right? We're looking at quite a nice move here. Our stop loss we still have to obviously grab that stop loss, and the stop loss will be determined on the next couple of days, right? Because I normally put my stop loss below previous lows, but obviously I'm not going to put it below this level here. Although the risk to reward is 1:2, I'll wait for like a break of structure or something like that to happen in order for me to jump in. So Solana looking really good, but in terms of like looking for longs, we can only really long at 224, or if we get a break above. Yes.
We can hear you. We hear only the music.
You can't hear me. I don't know what's happening here. Can you hear me now?
You are audible.
Oh,
Yeah,
we can hear
yes.
you.
Now we can hear you.
Thank you. Sorry, I honestly, I don't. I need to sort out my Discord. I'm so new to Discord. I'm so sorry, guys.
Nah, we
okay.
lost you again.
Uh,
Music is fine. Just your voice.